What's going on, YouTube? Back here again. Bet you didn't think you'd be seeing this thing again. Got my air pump back in business. Look at that aeration going on in there. Beautiful. 2 gigantic air stones in that hot tub. Looking awesome. So last time we saw this guy, it was sitting down here on my disgusting, dirty floor, and my assumption was that the power went out on, well, power did go out, but what I assume is when the power went out, it was no longer pumping air through the main hose into the manifold, and because it was below water level, whenever it shut off, I do have, hey look, I swear I've got one, look, I got little check valves and stuff, they've all gone bad over time, so what I'm thinking is I need one big check valve on the main line here, just as a backup, because now you can see where what my backup really is. It's above water level now. So I just took a like a shelf bracket that I had laying around, and I went ahead and put it on upside down. That way I could just loop the very top handle right there. I put I have no clue what the heck this stuff right here is, but it looks like a Mr. Clean sponge, but it came packed in something that I had. And I've been keeping it hanging around because I knew I was going to have a use for it. Cut out a little small square there, put it in there in between the bracket and the handle for the air pump, so it reduces air. I mean, this is the quietest this thing has ever been, so obviously a great great improvement here. So anyway, so what did I do? I disconnected this line here going to the manifold there. I disconnected that and I sat this thing upside down because that's the air intake hole right there on the back end. I set that upside down so that all the water could leak out of that hole. I let it sit there for probably a week and just completely let it dry out. This is what I do with anything that gets flooded. Just disconnect power as soon as you can and just hang back and see what it does after it's all dried out. I kind of feel like maybe the diaphragm inside is going to be worn out, and maybe I'm going to have to replace that at a future time, but hey, I just saved myself, I don't even know how much these things cost. I bought them when they were 50 bucks, and I checked like a month later, and they were like $75, $100, so I don't know, maybe I saved myself about 100 bucks, but just by playing it cool, letting it ride. So alright, how about that? Nighttime video. Gotta have a freaking trouble light out here just to see what the heck I'm talking about. But hey, got it done. It's now above water line here. So if ever the power should go out, that manifold is below water line. But, I mean, it's only above water line by what? Probably a foot or something like that. That should be good enough. Hopefully we don't have any kind of back pressure that forces the water up that extra foot into the pump again. But if it does, we'll be checking it out again. I did use, I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a clear tube. This is not the stuff I'm supposed to be using. The other stuff was braided. You can probably see it still on there. I could not get it off the nipple, so I ended up, this hose was just too big, so I ended up putting it on the remainder. How come I can't see that? Too much reflection. But I put this clear tube right over top of that, put a zip tie on there. I didn't put a zip tie down there on the manifold, but we're going to sit back and watch and see how this goes. So, but hey, how about that, man? Went from junk to working again in just a week. All it took was a little bit of patience and, yeah, just a little bit of ingenuity, and then make a bracket for it, hang it up. I was going to hang it by a rope or do, I don't know, I had like a whole ton of different stupid ideas. But for some reason, I am really impressed with this one, because I can't believe that there's not any more noise than that. You can just barely hear it, whereas before it was rattling on the floor below me, and that's all you could hear every time you walk in here. I'm sure you could hear it in all my update videos. It's probably been so much better now that it died, or when it died. That way everybody can actually hear me. It's probably not that great for you guys. But anyway, so yeah, air pump back in business, man. Now I just have some loose odds and ends, like all this stuff is just kind of dangling around here. I need to like trim it up, move it all around and stuff. Some of these lines are a little bit too short now. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe it just means I gotta move the entire thing. Maybe I'll move it right over here, hang it off of here or something. I don't know. Right now I'm very happy with where it is right there, hanging on the main beam, nice and supported. So, alright. And it's working! Haha, it's the best part. Look at all that aeration in the background. I really aerate the heck out of my stuff. But anyway, so hey, we got a positive win, not just a whole bunch of negativity. Well, I guess I really haven't been telling you about all the negativity, but we'll get into that later. But alright, so there we go. Got one for the win. Greenhouse roof is back on. If you can see all this stuff, hey! And roof is back on. Just put out a video about that. And now the air pump is back and running. So we are almost like we were right before that gigantic heat wave came through. And then the hurricane and the storms and the thunder and the wind and the rain and all that other fun stuff that came through in between all that stuff. So, alright, I'm chalking this one up as a win. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, checking out my win. And going to keep an eye on this because that's going to be a bunch of air pressure. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get my finger in there. Air pressure coming on that line, so it's going to want to pop off at some point. Plus, it's hanging and dangling right there. That's also, gravity's going to make it want to pop off. So, I'm going to have to keep my eye on that, especially if I walk in a greenhouse and hear it. Pretty sure that means, yeah, the air line's leaking. But, yeah, I'll keep my eye on that. So, but anyway, thanks for checking all this out. And neat little bracket there. I really enjoy that goofy little bracket. Just regular old shelf bracket that was not being used. Still have another one in there, so maybe I need to get in there another air pump, huh? Alright, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me and checking out my new little place for my air pump. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, come back and check out all of these super hot peppers here. Look at this, man. Got all kind of pods all over this Brazilian brain strain. It's starting to ripening up. Look at that right down there. A few of those pods starting to ripen up, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, come back. Check out all these super hots on Monday. This hot tub aquaponic garden that I was talking about is always on Tuesday. Back over here for the Lava Rock aquaponic garden on Thursday. So hit that subscribe button, check it out. I got a ton of videos out there, well over 600 videos, so I'm sure there's something that'll be out there that you can check out. And check those out, man. Got all kind of stuff. Check me out on Twitter if you feel like it. A with a circle, REVTO, Revto. And yeah, do all that fun, happy social media stuff down below. And then I'll catch y'all in the next video. Till then, later.